Hello everybody, Curious Corduroy here, and today I'm playing some Resident Evil 6. This is from the brand new demo that was released about a week ago. You can play it if you got Dragon's Dogma, or if you're shifty and kind of clever. You didn't hear this from me. You can look for it online. Maybe you could find it. Not sure if you can. You didn't hear from me if you did find it, but it's a possibility. But as you can see here, the demo does give you a taste of Leon, Chris, and Jake's campaigns. So first, this is the first video that I'm doing. It's going to be just Leon. The second video will be Chris, and the third is going to be Jake. But as you can see here, you can play as Leon, and you can also play as Helena. Of course, I'm going to pick Leon. Leon's one of my favorite characters. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so I had to play as him. And throughout the video, I actually had to shorten it down because the play session itself was about like almost 20 minutes long, and I didn't want the video to be that long, so I shortened it to about maybe 6 or 7 minutes with subtitles on, so you'll be able to hear and at least see what the characters are saying. And I know I was gonna bring you guys some lollipop chainsaw footage, but long story short, my hard drive crashed. I lost pretty much everything on the hard drive, so I had to go in and put a new hard drive in, new power supply, and graphics card because those were failing as well. So I lost all of my old footage, all my old videos. Pretty much all that was saved was the stuff on YouTube. So I'm going to try and go back and get some lollipop chainsaw footage and upload it. But you guys will see the rest of Resident Evil 6 on here, the Chris and Jake portions. I'm going to put up some Lego Batman 2 footage eventually. The Amazing Spider-Man will probably be next, assuming I can speak. I captured some footage for that last night, so I'm super excited. Oh, also Doctor Who, the Eternity Clock. If you guys are interested in that game, you'll see some footage on here as well. But that's pretty much the long story short. I lost all my shit, so I have to redo everything now, but that's okay. It's kind of like a fresh start. But for now, I'll just go ahead and talk about the demo. Leon's portion, it's very, very reminiscent of the old school survival horror Resident Evil that a lot of people grew up with and fell in love with because that's what drew them in. They got scared playing the first Resident Evil, and Leon's portion kind of drops him into something that's very similar to I guess you could say the mansion from Resident Evil 1, as well as Resident Evil 0, the mansion in there too. So there's a lot of different locales, but with it being a demo, it's not perfect. There's some glitchy stuff here and there. The controls themselves, I think, is probably my biggest issue so far, in the sense that it's not clunky like Resident Evil 5 was, but the controls still don't feel like they're as tight as they probably should be, or they probably could be. Everything still feels kind of loose. You're kind of gliding all around. Aiming itself can be a little bit difficult, although I haven't gone into the settings and tweaked any of the aiming settings yet. And you can actually move and shoot now. And right here, this is kind of a weird thing throughout the demo. Both Leon and Helena, and even the guy that you're with now, they get scared by the thunder. So I don't know if the thunder has something to do with the story, or if they're just getting shocked because it's so random and loud. I don't know. Every once in a while, they'll get shocked by it, and their health bar will pop up. But before I get back to the controls, effectively what you guys are seeing is Leon and Helena have just killed the president. It's not really a spoiler, it's part of the game. And their objective is to reach a cathedral. But along the way, they meet this man who happens to be looking for his daughter, who is going to pop out right now. Bam! That's the daughter right there. She's sickly looking. She looked like she may have been attacked by some zombies. We're not quite sure at this point just yet. There's a tree right there. But effectively, you meet up with this guy, and Leon promises to help him out despite having to go to the cathedral. So this is kind of like a little side quest, I guess you could say, but it's mandatory for the game. So you find the daughter. Her name is Liz, and then you guys end up having to get back to safety. So that's effectively what's going on in this portion of the demo. But back to the controls, I was a little worried at first just by seeing video game footage of it. It looked like it was going to control like Operation Raccoon City, which was balls. That game was not very good. The controls were bad, AI was bad, everything was just bad. Although they did release a patch for the game recently, so I don't know if the game has changed any. If the game has changed any and you guys have played it, I'd love to hear from you. Has it been improved? Has it been worse? I don't know. But right here, I am going to shut up just a little bit because this is actually a pretty cool cutscene. I was gonna show all the cutscenes, but because it was too long, I wanted to leave this one in because it does set up the next gameplay moment. So well, screw that. I'm still gonna talk. I just won't talk as much. But I will get to the gameplay a little bit more. Of course, shooting, like I said, you can move and shoot. It is a little bit difficult. You will find that out when you play as Chris, because his portions of the game are definitely more action oriented. But it is difficult to move and shoot, so your best bet is to probably stand still like you have always been in Resident Evil and aim for the head if you can. But the crosshairs do tend to veer off, you know, left, right, up, and down, so it can be a little bit difficult to aim and get a nice clean shot on the enemy. Also, what you guys will see coming up is they've added melee moves. So if you're on the Xbox, I'm not sure what it would be on PlayStation 3, maybe R2. But if you press the right trigger, you can now melee people. So you can melee zombies, all the other enemies to help clear a path. A lot of people were a little bit upset when they first heard that, because maybe they felt like it took away a little bit from the survival horror element. But I think it's great, because there are parts where you're going to run out of ammo. And this part right here happens to remind me a lot of the first cutscene in Resident Evil 1 when you first see your first zombie. That was kind of reminiscent for me personally. But yeah, you can now melee people. There's still the quick time events that are in the game. Helena's being attacked right now, so it's up to you to help her out. AI seems like it's a lot better, especially based on like Jake's portion of the game. When you play as Jake and you have Sherry as your partner, she does seem to help out a lot more, which is nice. But you know, with it being a demo, I'm hoping that they improve on the controls. I'm hoping that the graphics do improve a little bit too. I mean, it's a good looking game. It looks great, but I still feel like maybe it's not detailed enough. The characters can kind of look waxy at times. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit nitpicky when it comes to this kind of stuff, but this is where you'll see your first view of the zombies. So Leon's portion of the demo, it's not too heavy on action until you get to the very end, and you can see some of the melee moves going on right there. Trying to take out that zombie. With the melee, it's kind of hit or miss in the demo. You have to really, really be right up on the enemy to make contact with them in order to do any kind of damage. And even if you are, the zombies can dodge you, and sometimes your kicks and your punches just won't land effectively, so that can be frustrating. And there is a new shoot dodge mechanic, I think is what they're calling it. All the characters are capable of doing that, so it's a nice way to evade enemy attacks, to get out of if you're surrounded. It's a cool way to get out, and it looks really cool. So with Leon's portion, it looks like his campaign is going to be a lot darker. The atmosphere and the ambiance in general is very, very much like the old Resident Evils, with a little bit of action thrown in, like these portions here. But I did have a lot of fun playing as Leon's campaign. I had a lot of fun playing as Chris's and Jake's as well. Jake's is a nice balance of both Leon and Chris's campaign. So that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys liked it. The next video for Resident Evil you guys will see is Chris's portion. So I'll go ahead and get on to editing that. But I hope you all have a great day, and I hope you guys stay tuned and watch more stuff on the channel. And I will talk to you guys later.